Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to share with you our story titled Dad and the Cat and the Tree. In this session, we'll explore a charming tale that highlights problem-solving, patience, and a bit of humor. So let's dive in and see what adventures await in this delightful story. Let's take a quick look at the contents of today's session. We have several key topics lined up, starting with PK testing, which is a crucial part of understanding our overall process. Then, we'll move on to the word meaning, where we'll explore the significance of specific terminology used throughout our work. Next, there's the presentation itself, which is the main focus of this slide, emphasizing how we communicate our ideas effectively. Following that, we'll do a recapitulation to reinforce what we've covered and ensure everything is clear. Lastly, there's the home assignment, which will help you apply what you've learned today. Throughout this presentation, keep in mind how each of these points connects to the bigger picture, improving our understanding and communication skills. So, let's dive into each of these topics in more detail. Have you read any poem before? Can you tell me the name of a poem you've read? Now let me ask you, have you read the poem Dad and the Cat and the Tree? This slide is about PK testing, which is a fun way to explore how well we understand and interpret poetry. When we do PK testing, we're essentially checking how much we grasp the message and emotions behind a poem. It's important because poetry often uses simple words to convey deep feelings and ideas, and testing helps us connect with those sentiments. In this case, Dad and the Cat and the Tree is a poem that can teach us about relationships, imagination, and maybe even some humor. By engaging with poems like this, we enhance our reading skills and learn to appreciate different perspectives. So, as we go through this presentation, keep in mind how these tests are tools to deepen our understanding and love for poetry. Today, I want to share with you a humorous story about a typical family scene involving Dad, a cat, and a tree. It all starts with a morning when a cat gets stuck high up in our tree. Dad confidently says, "Right, just leave this to me," suggesting he's ready to handle the situation. But the tree is wobbly and tall, which makes things a bit tricky. Mom, worried about Dad's safety, warns him, "For goodness sake, don't fall." Dad, feeling confident, scoffs at the idea of falling, claiming, "A climber like me. Child's play this is, you wait and see." He first tries to rescue the cat using a ladder from the garden shed. But of course, things don't go as planned. The ladder slips, and Dad ends up in the flower bed. Despite the fall, he brushes himself off and dismisses it, saying, "Never mind," as he wipes dirt off his hair, face, trousers, and shirt. He quickly suggests trying Plan B, asking everyone to stand back and be cautious. Mum, still worried, reminds him again, "Don't fall," to which Dad responds confidently, "Okay." He then attempts to climb higher on the garden wall, feeling sure of himself. Miraculously, he doesn't fall this time. He takes a big leap, aiming to reach the cat, and lands right in the crook of the tree trunk, and surprisingly, he catches the cat. The cat yells and jumps to the ground, happy and safe. But here's the twist. While the cat is safe, Dad, still trying to be the hero, ends up stuck high up in the tree again. This story highlights how, despite our best efforts and confidence, things don't always go as planned. It also reminds us that sometimes, even when we succeed, we might still find ourselves in a bit of a mess. It's a funny but relatable lesson about perseverance, safety, and humility, and it connects perfectly to the overall theme of trying our best, sometimes making mistakes, but always moving forward with a smile. Now, let's take a closer look at some keywords that help us understand different situations and actions. First, we have stuck, which describes a situation where someone or something cannot move freely. It's a common word that can apply to many scenarios, like being trapped or unable to progress. Next is wobbly, which refers to something unsteady or shaky. Think of a chair that's about to fall or a ladder that's not secure. The word climber is straightforward. It's someone who is ascending a ladder or a mountain, emphasizing action and effort. Moving on, ladder is a tool used to climb to higher places, and it connects directly to the word climber. Then we have slipped, which indicates losing footing unexpectedly. This can happen when we're not careful. Swung describes a back-and-forth movement, often of an object or a person, like swinging on a playground. Dirty or dirt refers to soil or mud, which often causes slipping or messes. When someone slipped, they might also wink or yell. These are reactions to surprise or alarm. Winking is a quick gesture of the eye, often playful, while yelling shows strong emotion. Finally, we have crook, which can mean a dishonest person or a curved object. In our context, it might symbolize something bent or not straight. All these words are connected to themes of movement, safety, and expressions, which are essential as we explore how language describes actions and situations vividly. Let's do a quick recap of what we've covered. First, can anyone remember the name of the poem we discussed? That's right, it was insert poem name. Now, moving on, who was worried about the cat? Exactly, it was the narrator or the speaker in the poem. Next, can anyone tell me who the poet was? Yes, the poet was insert poet's name, whose words really bring the story to life. Then, who gave a great leap? That was the cat itself, showing a moment of agility and surprise. Lastly, how was the tree? Remember, the tree was sturdy and strong, symbolizing stability amidst the playful chaos. These points tie back to our overall theme of curiosity, quick thinking, and resilience. Keep these ideas in mind as we move forward. All right, for our final slide, I want to talk about your home assignment. What I'd like you to do is learn the poem we discussed today and then write it out at home. This exercise is really important because it helps reinforce what we've covered and improves your memorization and understanding of the poem's themes. Remember, the goal is not just to memorize the words, but to really grasp the meaning and emotion behind them. So take your time, practice reading it aloud, and then write it down carefully. This way, you'll engage with the poem on a deeper level, which will help you appreciate its beauty even more. And with that, I want to thank you all for your participation today. I look forward to seeing your work at the next session. Thanks again.